Estamos en el hotel, hemos llegado al lugar donde vamos a hacer las entrevistas de Glass. Aquí abajo es donde la prensa espera, nos llevan a cada uno después a distintas habitaciones a hacer las entrevistas y obviamente aquí está el afiche que indica que estamos en el lugar correcto.
Elijah's changed over the years. He's given up.
We keep him heavily sedated.
But there is a reason for that.
He's too smart for them.
You won't be lonely anymore. You have 2 new friends.
The 3 of you think you have extraordinary gifts, like something out of a comic book. I've developed an effective treatment for this disorder. The light will force a different identity to take over.
Por favor, señora. I want my headphones back. Step away from the controls now, little dog. Can't beat the beast!
So you're not going to shake my hand and let me walk out of here?
Good for you.
Alright, M. Night, thanks for your time. Congratulations for this movie. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed the movie.
Thank you.
So the first question is, after 18 years of the first one, when you decide to make this movie a kind of sequel of Unbreakable and Split?
That was always the plan, was to make these 3 movies, one about David Dunn, one about Kevin Wendell Crumb, and then one about Elijah's theory. You know, that was always kind of, and coming back to his overarching theory about whether comic books are based on reality. It just took me a long time to get there. I think I'm emotionally, I just wasn't ready for all those years, for those 15 years in the middle where comic books started to become, you know, part of the conversation in general, and you know, Unbreakable was before all that, and I felt like it was a little early.
What was the most complicated part to return to DC universe?
Well, wanting to do it in the way that I saw it, the original way that I saw it, which was very grounded, super grounded, and you know, audiences are kind of used to very big spectacle kind of comic book movies, and would they enjoy kind of the suspenseful, contained version of it? So that was, I wanted to make that the distinction of this movie versus the rest.
What was your first reaction when M. Night called you for a sequel of Unbreakable?
He didn't call me for a sequel. He called me and told me that he had just done another movie that he wanted me to watch. And like, why? So just watch it and then, you know, we'll talk. So I watch it, I see the little tag at the end, I call him, so what's this mean? He says, well, if this movie makes money, then hopefully we'll be able to finish the trilogy I told you about years ago. It's like, oh, okay. Keep my fingers crossed.
What changed in Elijah after 18 years?
He's been locked up in a place and isolated and medicated, and you know, people have done a lot of things to him, trying to maintain what, I guess, beliefs that he had, the strength of character. Pain is a great informer in terms of being alive and keeping one alert in another kind of way. And you know, Elijah lives in pain a lot, and you know, he's a lot sharper than most people believe he is.
You play a difficult character, a character with many personalities, and all of the personalities are very different. So, this is your more difficult character of your career?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, yeah, yes and no. I mean, it's the most taxing and definitely the most technically tricky character that I've ever played. However, I'd say the most difficult things I've had to do in my career are when I'm working on a script that isn't very good, or working with a director that isn't very good. That is way more difficult than playing 20 people in Glass. You know, that's actually the biggest challenge in my career.
What kind of filmmaker is M. Night Shyamalan? Is it possible to use the improvisation with him?
No, not so much. I think a couple of the characters I played, maybe Patricia and Hedwig, I was afforded the opportunity to throw in a couple of things here and there a little bit. But not a ton. He's very specific. He likes hearing his lines. He wants to hear what he wrote. He's precious about that, and he believes in it, so he wants to see it. He doesn't want to see somebody else's ideas, he wants to see his ideas. It's a very personal thing. His movies are very personal to him, and the message in this movie is extremely personal to him, I think.
You're growing up with your character in the first movie.
Yeah.
It was shocking for you, played the same character 18 years after the first movie?
So wild. Both personally and professionally. It was I never thought it would happen. I never thought that we would be doing this again. I mean, Knight had talked about doing a sequel for years, and now for it to actually be happening, it was just surprised, I think, a lot of people, including myself. And then professionally, it was like a really cool opportunity. I had to play another character again, and I have this base of experience to draw from. It was really special.
I wasn't expecting to come back for this movie. I didn't know that none of us knew that there was another movie. So to get to come back for it, well, number one, to hear that it was happening, and number two, to get to come back to the same character was like a double whammy of, whoa, okay, this is a big deal. And I think we both have this in common, in that we can't thank Knight enough for uniting this very unique group of people that we all now have such emotional connections to, and that we all feel so close to, and that we got to share a really incredibly special and unique experience together. So if Split was exciting and Unbreakable was exciting, Glass is the two of them mashed together, so I can't even imagine how to put that into words.
What do you think about this boom of superheroes in movie, comic adaptations? Is it a surprise for you?
No, it's not a surprise. I had a feeling that comic books would be a provocative way to talk about mythology in the modern concept of storytelling, that it would connect with audiences. It is everywhere now, which is amazing. And I hope we can still tell original stories. That's my hope, that everybody can coexist. But I think that can happen.